Today I'd like to talk about the mass production of the individual because individuality is something that's very valued in Western civilization in America and especially in libertarian philosophy because the individual and individuality is key to freedom and preferences and demands and figuring out what people really want. But if you look at individuality as it's portrayed in our culture, and especially with the government, you'll find that it's sort of filtered through a lens of mass production, and I'll explain what I mean by that. If you look at the average women's or girls' magazine, you'll find that they're constantly encouraging their readers to be themselves and to express themselves, but the only avenue they only really encourage doing that through is by buying products. So you'll find, if you look at the fashion section of, say, 17 magazine, you'll find that they offer multiple identities for girls. They can be sexy, girly, chic, fierce, funky. And then, of course, there's a bunch of products listed of how to best achieve that and to best exude that this is who you are. And of course, all these products are mass-produced, and there will be millions of girls walking around wearing them feeling like this is an expression of their individuality. And of course, I'm not saying you can't express yourself with fashion, because look, I'm wearing a little heart necklace, and I feel girly. I'm a girl. I'm very girly. I've always identified with that girly archetype that they've advertised. But when that's the only avenue as a means of expression that's really pushed in this kind of culture that is so dominant in America, it sort of takes away from the real meaning of individuality. And of course, this is confounded when on every other page these magazines are telling you how to look exactly like a celebrity, whether it's hair, skin, lips, shoes, belts, everything is supposed to emulate someone else. So sort of is in complete contradiction to individuality. And this goes the same for voting for things like American Idol or who wore what dress best as far as celebrities go, where people are encouraged to express themselves and their unique opinions by voting for pre-selected options that really are meaningless. And speaking of that, the same thing applies to government, because politicians and government would love to have you believe that government really, 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 really represents you and your individual preferences, when of course we all know this is nonsense, because the two-party system is completely corrupt, and they couldn't care at all what you really want, nor even who you are, as if they recognize your individuality. They only care about getting votes. So whether it's two choices between Democrat and Republican, or fierce and girly, or one American Idol contestant versus another, this isn't really individuality, nor is it an expression of uniqueness. And while you can certainly have individuality expressed through these things, like I said with my necklace, there's a lot more left to being an individual than is really expressed through conglomerated mass media and monopolies like government.